Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I made a video, and yeah, I wish I was reaching out to you guys on a more positive note, but we've experienced a pretty big mass die-off, so yeah, a little bit confusing and a little bit annoyed and frustrated, but yeah, I'll do my little intro and then we'll get into the video. Alright, so I'll give you a bit of a rundown what's been happening on the farm. So we're building this new facility, and yeah, I'll show you guys in a minute because it's pretty impressive. It looks really good. But what we've been trying to do is we've been trying to increase the amount of crickets we've got in every bin. And by that, like, you know how we operate, we just put our breeding soils into the bins, and then they just hatch. So we don't always record how many pinheads we actually have going into every bin. And we definitely found that the population was like increasing quite dramatically and quite quickly, which was awesome because we were trying to fill this new facility. But then all of a sudden, about 2 weeks ago, we started to experience like our breeders, we just didn't have as many large crickets for selling and as many large crickets in every tub. And then when we started to take a closer look, we noticed that there was a lot of dead crickets. And just to give you an example here, so this is what we've kind of experienced. Now, over the last 12 hours, we've been pretty well cleaning out all these tubs down here. So these all used to be full of large crickets, and pretty much what we've experienced now is we just have these tubs down here. But yeah, as you can see, this is what they kind of look like. And there was just huge amounts of dead crickets now. Now, we do know that there are multiple like cricket viruses out there, and talking to some other cricket farmers, can't remember the exact name off the top of my head, but there is a virus that causes the crickets to like explode and their stomach to like ooze and pus, and they can be quite red. So it's not that, because looking at these crickets, it's definitely not that. These guys look paralyzed, so I know there is that cricket virus that paralyzes them. So it definitely could be something like that. However, we have been talking to like the Loxton Research Centre, and they do grow insects, which is a positive for us because then we can just chat to them a little bit more about it. And they have said that it's quite interesting with crickets or just insects in general, when there gets too many in a tub, they can just choose to die because they don't see a future where they can actually live in these conditions. So by us having a lot of pinheads and us increasing the population quite dramatically, we probably had too many crickets in the bin. And it's quite frustrating because obviously you're trying to increase your population, but then you're having a mass die-off because you've got too many crickets in the bin. So, and then the other thing that they were saying is, so once the crickets start to die, there becomes like an aroma in the air, and like we don't have amazing ventilation. So we do have, like, we open up the door and we get fresh air in and all that, but like these containers don't have amazing ventilation. So once there's a smell in here, it's hard to get rid of it. And so that's also probably a massive factor of why we're seeing these mass die-offs. So yeah, it's heartbreaking, to be honest, because we were tracking so nicely, and last night we had to send out a mass email to all our subscribers who buy live crickets off us saying we can't supply them crickets anymore. So yeah, like, I apologize for that, but I'll go next door to our like pinheads, because we're quite lucky we have separate containers. So I believe that this container that we're in now is probably not looking too good. I think most of these crickets will die in the next couple of weeks, because just how the mortality rate is going. So I'll just shoot next door and show you guys the pinheads. This fly is so sticky. Here, I'll let him in. And yeah, I'll show you the pinheads. Okay, now we're in the pinhead container. Obviously you can't hear any chirping going on. So these guys are all babies. And I'll just flip the camera around and show you what one of these tubs look like. So here's one of our pinhead bins. Now, obviously you can see there's a pretty decent amount of pinheads, and you know, we're probably quite lucky still to have this many pinheads, considering how many crickets we've had die off. And what we're now doing is we've actually just started to separate these bins because we've just had so many pinheads. And yeah, here's one that's just been hatched recently. Like, there's a good number of pinheads, and we need to keep these guys alive, because to be honest, if we lose these crickets, then we'll lose everything. So in this bin here, we pulled out about 50 mil of pinheads, and we pulled it out a couple of weeks ago. So you can see they're a lot bigger than just a normal pinhead. And yeah, there's a lot of crickets in here, which is quite nice. And we're finding, you know, I'll just shake one of these off just to show you. But that's what it looks like. So yeah, there is a little silver light at the end of the tunnel with this stuff. Hopefully we can just keep all these pinheads. So yeah, like we've got plenty of pinheads, and what we're going to do is we're going to split them up just to like try and get some more control over how many pinheads are in every bin. And like, I don't think we're going to have exact numbers because it's a little bit chaotic at the moment, but like, I really hope that we can actually get a little bit more of an understanding. And I guess like also, like, if you guys have ever seen anything like this happen on your farms, I'd love to hear your experiences, because we're a little bit lost. Well, not lost, but like we've got a theory, but the theory is not 100% true. So yeah, and like, so now we're in the new facility. I'll flip the camera around. So yeah, these are our new rooms. Like, it's pretty massive. So going all the way down here, 106 bins, and hopefully we're going to be having some crickets hatch in here soon. You know, we've got these tubs full with breeding soils in, ready to go. So, you know, maybe over the next week we're going to have some crickets hatch in here. But yeah, it's very exciting, but then also a little bit nerve-wracking at the moment, because we don't really know what's going on. So yeah, that's going to be everything for the video. It's a bit sad. Like, I'll make another video to give you guys a bit of an update about how it all goes. We're going to try some stuff, try and figure this thing out. But yeah, if you've got any sort of comments, or if you've seen stuff like this before, or if you've even heard about like the theories for overcrowding and overpopulation, I'd love to hear you guys and your thoughts on it, so we can try and figure this thing out. So yeah, all right, have a good day everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.